Auzubillahi samil alim min shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jama'an Najeriya, barka da warhaka. Kamar yadda aka sani, sunana Abdulkarim Musa Usman, an fi sani na da Adnan dan kullum. A yau ma dai ina tare da bayanai masu daɗi da suka shafi ƙasarmu ta Najeriya da ɗan takararmu na Action Alliance, Hamza Almustapha. Mutum ne da yake da hazaƙa da ƙoƙari sanin matsalolin Najeriya da kuma ta yaya za a magance su. Sanin matsala, sanin aiki, dole ne mutum sai ya san matsala kamun nan ya san yadda zai magance matsala. So daga ciki yanzu zan nuna muku wani daga cikin bayanai da ya yi kwanaki a wannan gidan rediyo mai albarka, gidan TV, wato Berkete Family. Ya yi bayani sosai game da abubuwa da suke damun Najeriya da kuma yaya za a iya magance. Haka muna kiran mutane arewacin Najeriya da kudancin Najeriya, maza da mata, yara da manya, su fito da kansu gaba ɗaya su zaɓe Hamza Al-Mustapha a wannan jam'iyya ta Action Alliance. Da haka mu kalli abin da Hamza Al-Mustapha zai nuna mana a cikin wannan, zai mana bayani a cikin wannan video.
To the power, if you don't do what they want, they kick you out. I can run through and give you a tiny little example of numerous changes you have had that has retarded Nigeria.
Give us.
First of all, let me start this way to tell you that when led Zik and Tafawa Balewa's decision came to the fore, that was a capital offense against the order given that time. Nigeria earned her independence. But in 1956, with the discovery of oil in Olu Ibri, in Port Harcourt, that was the beginning. In Bayelsa. So the first refinery was the consumption and acceptance of these leaders out of patriotism, out of love for the country. God has given us oil and we shall utilize it here. The world shall come to buy. And the point to serve and to improve and to develop are these leaders. They should be utilized. Immortalized, respected, and to know that that was our direction. But they were outlived, killed, maimed, turned into nobody for the love of Nigeria. Ignorantly, there are elites who accepted a literature to say that they were at fault and all reasons in history were given, many of which are contradictory. That aside, in 1960 and 1965, that was the first experience. So the refinery was there, not commissioned. The first coup came, they were kicked out. And later, the genesis and mismanagement deliberately gave birth to the Civil War. But to be able to do damage to the Civil War, or before the Civil War, then Ironsi came to power. But to be able to do damage control and to show that the unseen foreign hand were not the ones that killed the first leaders of our first generation. Now they honored Zik by him accepting to form a government of national unity. It was a damage control arrangement. So many of our elders were not aware.
It was just to cover
that
what
coup
the foreign countries did to Nigeria.
Using oil companies. And I will tell you a lot more. So this country need to adjust to know who we are and where we are. Here, he accepted, he was given national honor. He was also short-lived, but the damage control was partially done. General Gawan came to power. General Gawan, out of the same zeal, the same patriotism, he went ahead straight and committed the first offense unknown to him and known to his government.
What was the offense?
He built 3 refineries, one in Port Harcourt, one in Warri, and one in Kaduna.
So was it?
He built it. Right away, that's the first assignment he did out of patriotism.
And it was against the instructions?
Against the first instructions. The same offense committed by Zik and Tafawa Balewa's government was the same offense General Gawan came to commit, and known to our elders at that time. That is why today, in all OPEC countries, there is a research going on. That's why we joined the bandwagon to know where we went wrong, how our leaders went wrong, and how we can get ourselves adjusted. We took it upon ourselves to do so. These are things you can't find in textbooks. You have to fight for. You have to scavenge for. And you have to make arrangements with international bodies to do so. And this dirty games is still becoming extremely much more dangerous now. When I come to the end, you will understand what I mean. It's extremely dangerous against our democracy, peace and security in Nigeria, and against our survival into the new world antics, the new world dirty order in dirty politics. I continue. General Gawan built, that was his offense. Now General Gawan stayed and now said, and I quote in one of his speeches, and people can research for this. At the time he conceived an idea, he said, with the 3 refineries we have just come up with, we shall build 5 more to be able to make sure that there is adequate supply of oil and all the byproducts to the people, enough to themselves to do businesses and to live. A patriotic statement. That is foresight. But Gawan began to now receive blames indirectly. Literature being circulated. His government was being accused as being corrupt. It was patriotism. And here, the more you build, the more you invest in Nigeria, the more you are seen as enemy. And literature is sold to the same Nigerians you are serving, and they call you names. General Gawan later on was short-lived. So these 5 refineries that he planned could not come to fruition. General Gawan was removed. Flimsy excuses were given. Nigerians were used. Fellow brothers into the same military were used. The flimsy excuses and the game played in removing General Gawan, the day Nigerians get to know is something disturbing and dirty. And these same people are still elder statesmen in Nigeria today. We have known, I am the one speaking, mind don't hide. If this country will go back to peace, will find its track, and now occupy her position as one of among the 10 richest from the knowledge we know. If Nigeria can attain that, I have done my work. And that's all I want. I'm not looking for any money.
But
I
Nigeria to be among
the first 10 richest
countries in the world.
Nigeria is one of the best. This country is extremely rich. Our elders are told we are poor. They are playing on them. And we believe them because we have a culture of believing elders. That's why, other than the fact that you have knowledge in getting to know what is underneath, you are wasting your time. We are getting misled. We are being abused and being dragged as fools, as animals. There are white people who invest here. They see us as animals. We have gotten to know what you can never imagine. And it is this confidence and these researches that brought us to the fore. Now, General Gawan was removed. There was coup. Murtala came to power. One of the major mistakes of Murtala was his resolve to commission the 3 refineries. Gawan came with. They were not commissioned. His first offense, he didn't know. He was driven by patriotism. He said, I will get them commissioned for them to take off. Not only that, the remaining program of getting 5 additional refineries conceived from the vision by General Gawan will come to fruition. He has already nailed himself. Without knowing, 6 months after, General Murtala was killed in a coup. Reasons were given. Blames were apportioned to some people. Till today, if that coup, 1996, is to be revisited, Nigerians 1976, I'm sorry, 1976, Nigerians are in for a shocker because it's a lie. Numerous souls died, and there are no facts to show. But at that time, Daily Times, Gaskiya Tafi Kobo, New Nigeria, newspapers, NTA, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria were the only means for people to know. Whatever you hear, you accept. Literatures are prepared, news are sent, people believed it. The question is, the numerous unanswered questions are there. And those who did what they did, Murtala came, he wasn't part of the coup. But people ordinarily outside say, no, it was Murtala that removed General Gawan. He didn't know anything. He didn't know anything about the coup. Those who did it, did it. And it was one of the major social setbacks against Nigeria's growth that removed General Gawan. It was a cooked story. And with the aid of the same oil companies, the same foreign unseen hands. Now Gawan left. From 1976 to 1979, nobody touched oil. Routines were going on. No adjustments were done. No single refinery was commissioned.
But they were taking our oil.
Everything was being taken. And then I'll tell you this, and you can quote me. 1977. Soon, when FASTAG was going on, that was when the beginning of a new mode of oil theft in Nigeria started.
Oh, so they used that to distract Nigerians.
You see, Murtala's coup brought shock to Nigeria. The international advisors from the oil sector advised that let there be a social destruction. The whole Africa will come to celebrate in Nigeria. They celebrated, and while that was going on, some certain international unseen hands, the forces that have been destroying Nigeria, now began to test from the honey. That is oil allocation, and oil thefts, all types of what do you call it? All types of this illegal type of domestic bunkering were introduced in Nigeria. So that was the beginning. So bunkering was going on. You see, all your rigs in the sea, there was a time. Anyway, I'll come to that, where I could have been a victim myself. So nobody will tell me, no, you had it or you read it. No, I'm telling you from what I saw when I was a lieutenant myself. So that aside, Murtala left. He couldn't get it done. 1979, President Shagari came to power.
Kamar yadda muka ji yadda ya yi bayani, mutum ne da ya san ya aka yi kasashen duniya suka ci gaba, wasu irin matakai kasashen duniya suka dauka. Ya fara daga United Kingdom, yadda suka yi kokari suka gina kansu, ya aka yi China suka gina kansu, ya aka yi Japan da sauransu suka gina kansu. Mutum ne da ya tsaya ya yi nazari, ya yi research, ya yi scavenging abubuwa, ya nemo inda ya kamata ya nemo da ma inda bai kamata ya je ba saboda rayuwarsa, ya yi kokari ya je saboda ya san ta yaya za a yi ya sa Najeriya ta ci gaba. Mutum ne da yake so kowane ɗan Najeriya ya zamanto independent, real sense independent, wato mutum ne da bai dogara da kowa ba, zai iya rayuwa in terms of security, in terms of economy, zai providing, zai kawo mana duk wani abu na ci gaba. Shi yasa ya je wannan research din. Sannan shi ba wai burinsa ya zama shugaban kasa ba, a'a, shi burinsa yaya za a yi Najeriya ta ci gaba. Najeriya number one, Najeriya ita ce burinsa. Najeriya ce a gabansa. Shi yasa ya je wa'annan research din, ya san yadda kasashen duniya suka ci gaba. Mu Najeriya me zai hana mu yi? Mu Najeriya me muka rasa? Menene bamu da shi? Bamu da minerals ne? Bamu da economy ne? Bamu da minerals ne bamu da shi ko population ne bamu da shi? These two abubuwa guda biyu are the major abubuwa da zamu yi saboda mu gina ƙasarmu. Muna da masu ilimi, muna da natural occurring minerals, muna da all abinda duniya take bukata, ba abinda bamu da shi. To wai me yasa ba za mu ci gaba ba? Shugabanci ne bamu da shi. Duk ɗan Najeriya ya san bamu da shugaba. Don haka ina kira ga ƴan Najeriya mu fito da kanmu da kwarkwatan kanmu, kamar yadda na saba faɗa, mu fito mu zaɓi Hamza Al-Mustapha a jam'iyyar AA mai alaman tauraro. AA Action Alliance jam'iyya ce ta Hamza Al-Mustapha. Da haka jama'a muna kiran duk 'yan arewa, 'yan kudancin Najeriya, maza da mata, mu fito mu zaɓi Hamza Al-Mustapha domin ci gaban ƙasarmu, al'ummanmu, al'adunmu, addininmu baki ɗaya. Allah ya ba mu sa'a.